home. And the first thing is I wrote is learning to self-educate myself. And the second one is work on my attitude. The third one is read the Bible more. And the fourth one is not to not let anyone distract me when hearing the word of God. And 5 is when I hear the word, I take actions for it.
Okay, let's go down together for her. Thank you. Next, yes.
My name's Ade, and the question was 5 things I'm going to do when I get home. My first one is to write my specific and detailed plan for my life. Write a specific and detailed plan of my life. The second one is to self-educate myself more thoroughly. 3 is to research more on my area of my purpose. 4 is to go over and reread my notes from all the sessions. And 5 is to look up the maths manual from Pastor Mappadon so that I can grow in my academics. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Next.
My name is Daniel, and the question is 5 things we're going to do when we get home. Firstly, I plan to go back and find a place of solitude to reflect and meditate upon everything I've heard. Secondly, I plan to write a list of the next needed steps, its process, and to identify everything that is trying to hinder me from starting, such as distractions, and how to avoid them. Furthermore, I plan to go back and identify whatever pride or ego I have built up towards past accomplishments and learn to let them go and humble myself. I plan also to work on myself, on my methods of communicating and relating with people. I could even start by looking at the mirror each morning and practicing my speech and adjusting each time to allow for clarification. And lastly, I plan to be open to people, to not judge and dismiss the person, but to instead have a strong desire to change the sin or the act of the person.
Okay, thank you. Nice. Next. Who is going next, guys? Yeah.
My name's Ife, and the task was to write down 5 things I'm going to do when I get home to further, to bring me close to my goal. So the first thing is I'm going to pray and ask God to help me with my dream to be a writer and photographer. Secondly is to plan my daily activities to maximize my time with a regular period of solitude. Thirdly is to start researching and learning about photography in Japanese on YouTube and other resources for self-education. Fourthly is to review and meditate all notes from HMT so I can fully understand them and implement them into my life. And 5th is I'm going to work on my attitude when it comes to correction and learning new things that I may get wrong.
Okay, let's do that together. Wow. Thank you. Next. Are you ready, Veronica?
My name is Veronica, and question was 5 things that I will do when I get home. I will reread the books, Life is an Opportunity, and the second one. I will read all my notes and meditate. I will write 2 columns, 1 column good qualities, my good qualities, and the second bad qualities, and I will work on my bad qualities. I will write down plans for the next 6 months. I will watch videos from HMT 1 more time, and I will try to find more time for my self-education.
Yep, thank you. Good one. Next. Yes.
My name's Jeanette, and the assignment was what I'm going to do when I get home. 5 things I'm going to do when I get home. 1 is write out my goals clearly for the future and attach a time limit to each one. 2 was make an action plan for how I will eliminate distractions when I'm meditating on the notes that I've made. And then 3 was to actually practice meditating to center my thoughts and stop them racing, when I'm trying to be each of the each of the times for meditating. So not just say that I'm going to meditate, I'll actually plan it out. And then 5 was to set aside 3 hours a day for a minimum, at least, for like self-development and self-education. So reading different books and learn how to spread the 3 hours throughout the day, even when I don't have a complete block of 3 hours to set aside. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Next. Guys, who is going next? Yeah? Okay, but you always forget your notebook. How come? You're supposed to be coming with your notebook and get ready, sit down, not coming, go on and out. Sadie, have you set your goals, your assignment? Come, go.
My name's Sadie, and the assignment was 5 things that I will do when I get home. And the first one is I will read the books Life is an Opportunity and Create Your Own Net Worth over again until I fully understand the meanings of the book. I will meditate and review on every lesson to myself. I will learn to self-educate myself more than I do. I will hear the word and put it to action. And number 5 is I will teach. Before I go to teach anybody else the word, I will teach it to myself and make sure I have an understanding of it and make it more understandable for other people to understand.
Okay, thank you. Yes?
My name is Missy, and the question was 5 things I want to do when I get home. I want to take responsibility of my purpose, take it step by step to make it easier for me. I want to self-educate myself. I won't let anyone steal my purpose, and I'll listen to HMT by Pastor Sunday Adelaja.
Okay, well done. Good. Next. Zoe, are you ready?
My name is Zoe. This is my list of 5 things to do. Do I have to see that?
Yeah.
When I get back. I'll make a list of colleges that I want to go to. I'll schedule my school life every day. I'll think about what to set apart time for. And then I'll think about how I'll make time for the things that I need time for. And I'll plan out my responsibilities and my duties.
Okay, thank you. Next, Bajana, are you ready?
My name is Bojana, and here are 5 things that I'll do when I arrive home. And first is I'll use every opportunity that will be on my way. Second, I'll write my goals on a paper. Third, I'll read more books and self-educate myself. I'll practice more in my hobbies. And the last, I'll think about my future career and who do I see myself in future and think about college.
Okay, great. Thank you. Next. Joy, have you said yes? Did you do your assignment? Why? You forgot. Okay, this is interesting. You what? So you know them. So can you come and tell us what that is?
So my first thing is to memorize what I've learned and to act upon it, and to stand on the truth. If someone tells me there's
Do you know the question?
my name is Joy, and the question is 5 things that I want to do when I get back home. And so the first thing was to memorize all that I've learned, and memorize all that I've learned and put it to my action. And that the books that we've read, that all which is written down there, that I will understand and that I will act upon it. And the third thing is that when people tell me that there is no God, I will tell them there is a God, and I will explain it until they understand. My fifth thing is that the teaching that Pastor Sunday gave us, that I will memorize it and I'll act upon it too.
Okay. Thank you. Judah, are you ready? Mm-hmm. Abiola, have you said yes? Okay, come. Okay. Pro, you've not said yes, yeah?
Okay, so my name is Abiola, and these are 5 things that I am going to do when I get home. So the first one is I'm going to email Dr. Chris in Macedon, hopefully going to get a few connections that will help me further my career in music production. The second one is to go over my notes from junior HMT and also go back over the videos from on YouTube and stuff. I'm going to meditate on them. I'm going to try to implement the life lessons learned into my everyday life, and I'm going to self-educate myself from now on.
Thank you. Carl?
My name is Pastor Sunday Adelaja, and the question was, when I get home, what are 5 things that I'm going to do to achieve my goals as a result of HMT? Could you hold it for Okay. In the aftermath of the HMT, I'm going to sit down with my parents and have a comprehensive talk concerning all of my plans for the future and goals for the future, specifically concerning higher education and the rest of my years of studying. I'm going to go back to Life as an Opportunity and create your network to further refresh all of the lessons I got from them, and to evaluate myself seriously and to complete all the practical assignments in them. I want to make videos reviewing the books, and I want to make it a goal to read more books. So I want to start with reading at least 1 book a week, but I want to read more. And I will try to change my company and environment so that it can push me further and closer to my dreams. So, like Ife said, and I want to just start doing this practically. All the writers that I'm aware of that or that I've met, I want to maximize my time with them, and all the people here that have advice for me, I think, or that I can learn from. I want to stay in contact with them. And I just have the idea that we should keep the HMT chat going so that we can be always remembering what we've thought, what we've learned here, and so that we can share ideas on how to apply these things, and just so that I think we can all help each other, and I think we can all apply the truths that we've learned here in different ways. So, and since we have that convenient connection, that it will help us to sink in even when we're distracted with our lives. The HMT chats might remind us of the priorities and actions plans that we've outlined for our lives.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Pearl, that was a good one. What do you guys think about what she just said about the chat to keep it going? Is it a good idea? Yeah. And the chat, you could, remind each other what you've learned here. How are you doing? Checking on each other, which is really, really, really awesome, especially for your generation. You're always on your phones, on your smartphones, so I think that shouldn't be difficult. And if you get any information like a website or video that you think you want to share, you could also, share it on the chat. But just things that are going to educate you and help you, please. Not things that, your friends are sharing with you or funny stuffs are not bad, but, it's good to keep the chat focused. Like, let it be a reminder of you to keep you focused, okay? So I think it's a good idea. Thank you, Paul. Okay, guys, so thank you for sharing your ideas of what you want to do when you get home. I like them. But I want to just help you add something. Some of you, almost all of you, said you want to go and start self-education. But my concern is, what kind of self-education are you going to do? Is it about your goals, or because I think Ife said something about making research, right?
Yeah, researching, because I wanted to do like photography.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, cool. So she has made her self-education. That is self-education, by the way. She has made it very clear, right? That she's going to research on photograph and all that. So please, guys, pay attention. Sydney, are you listening? If you want to do self-education, which is really awesome, but I think you should have a particular sphere what you want to do your self-education about. As Pearl said, she's going to sit with her parents and then discuss her future or whatever it is that she thinks is interesting for her. I think you guys could do that too as well, right? You should talk to your parent, let them help you to know what kind of self-education you want to educate yourself. So you don't just go randomly wasting your time and studying something that is not your passion. It won't make any sense. Agree? Yeah, it's better to keep focused, yeah? Okay, and lastly, about this whole assignment is, I like what Daniel said about solitude. This is really powerful. I think this is the best thing you could do when you get home. Yes?
Because my mom, when she went to university and she had to do her PhD again, she had to do solitude as well, so it was my dad who was looking after me and my brother instead. Because she had to, because we like to nights and stuff, she just wanted to have peace and quiet where she could focus and stuff, so that she got it right.
Oh, you see? So I believe when you talk to her, she's going to help you through. Okay? Cool. So what Daniel said about solitude. Yes?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'll try to say it quickly so I don't interrupt you for too long, but
I think you should take the microphone.
Okay. I think it's good for any of us to start practicing solitude, even if we don't think we have a big need right now, because right now Missy is young, but if she that principle from a young age, that would be really good. But I think that, it shouldn't be too much of a new principle for us, because I think that, because before in my lives, people have tried to teach me quiet time. When I did sports and swimming, our teacher would tell us that for one, you have to exercise and do these things 3 to 4 times a day. But for 1 hour a day, you should have it to yourself. You should sleep, you should rest, but you shouldn't be doing anything. You should just be on your own. And I think that if you are able to have a time like that, and it doesn't have to be every day, of course, since we have school and everything, or maybe you want to take a whole day off. So maybe every third Saturday of the month, you're just not going to go out or do anything. You're just gonna do all your work on Friday and Sunday. But for that Saturday, you're just going to spend time educating yourself. But other than that, just being in peace and quiet. So we should just probably try and start putting that habit, even if it's just 1 hour of quiet time a day or just 1 day of solitude in a month. We should try and start little so we can have that habit.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah, it's really, really, really important, right? But let's actually define what solitude is about. Let's start from there. You could do solitude in different ways. You could do solitude as a fasting, where you fast for 3, 4, or how many days you think you can fast. You're just all by yourself. You don't talk to anybody. You don't go on YouTube. You don't watch video. You just concentrate on spending time with God and what do you want to do. What do you want God to help you find out or clarify? So let's say I want to make, Let's say I want to make $10 a month. It's just an example, right? And I don't know what to do. So I just go into solitude. I have a 3-day fast, and all what I'm doing is spending time with God and asking God, God, how can I make this $10 a month? And what do you actually do when you're in solitude? You find videos that have to connect to what you think you want to reflect on. For example, if you want to reflect on, I don't know, how to become how to have a good relationship with God. So you get all the videos, many videos about relationship with God. You also get books about relationship with God. So you make a timetable. That is how I do mine. I make a timetable. At 7 a.m., I pray from 7 to 8. At 9, I listen to video. From 9 to 11, I listen to only videos. From 11 to 1, I pray, maybe in tongues, yeah? From 1 to 3, I ask God what to do. Like, you just have to plan so that by the time you are in that solitude, you don't get bored. Because trust me, it can happen. It's easy. Imagine you being locked up for 3 days and you don't really have a plan what to do every hour. You definitely will lose it. Like, you get bored. So you could do that. That is 1. 2, maybe for you, if you cannot fast, you could be eating food, but the things you usually do, maybe you kind of cut it down and concentrate on what exactly you want to find out or what exactly you want to reflect on. Is that clear? So let's say, I know you're all living with your parents, and I know it's not going to be easy to have a solitude, but let's say it's possible. And you have your bedroom, yeah, and your sister have a separate bedroom. I don't know how your house is. If you agree to do your solitude, you could, ask your sister to stay somewhere else where you use the whole bedroom for yourself, yeah? And remember, you also go to school. So how can you do that? I will highly advise that you do that on a weekend since you go to school. You could start from a Friday and finish on Sunday. When you come back from school, you go in there, have a rest, you already have your plan, and then you start a solitude. If you want to eat, when it's time to eat, you go eat and come back to your room, which means you tell your family, your parents, that, Dad, Mom, I'm going to have my solitude. So nobody talks to you, because when you come out of the room, someone talks to you, you cannot get distracted. So if I know Ife is having her solitude, and when I see her out on her way to the bathroom, I don't need to say anything to her because she is on solitude. Is that clear? So you don't really communicate with anybody because you're what? You're concentrating, you're focusing on a goal that you want to achieve. Is that clear? Okay, so I think that will go to most of the older ones. For the little ones, I really don't know how that can work. Maybe if you talk to your parents, they could come up with something. And don't ever think that I'm too young. So, oh no, why do I need solitude? I will use an example of his younger sisters. They always fast every Sunday. Every Sunday, since I knew them for I don't know how long, minimum 4 years. They fast every Sunday. And how old is your little sister, the younger one? Let's say since when she was, okay, so let's say since she was 8. Since she was 7, she fasts every Sunday. When I met them first, it was kind of sad for me. I was like feeling sorry. Oh boy, fast at 7. But nothing happened. She's fine. And I believe she's used to it. So if she can do it every Sunday to fast, I think the little ones can do it. Is that clear? You have to learn. You have to talk to your parents to teach you how to start fasting. You don't need to fast the whole day. For you, it's going to be step by step. You can start fasting from morning and end at 11 a.m. and gradually at 12 p.m., gradually at 1 p.m. It's going to be gradually for you, right? And I want to make it clear also that the goal of you fasting is not for you to say no to food only. It's not for you to say, oh, I'm not eating food today. I'm going on food. No, that's not the point. The point is because you want to spend more time with God. You want to reflect more on God. You want to focus more on God. Is that clear? So I think you guys really need that, so that you don't lose the feeling, the understanding, everything you get from here, okay? Just make sure, even if you're not going to fast, just make sure you go to your room, wherever it is, lock yourself and try to reflect. As who said, it's what Bajana said, she's going to listen to HMT again. Because trust me, you didn't get anything here. Till when you listen to that video, what, minimum 5 times? It has not yet sting to you. So, yeah, that's not like, yeah, not yet. Trust me. Even me as an adult, I still need to, I don't even know how many times I need to go listen to. Especially what Pastor taught yesterday about the heritage. OMG. I don't know about you guys, but yeah. All the sections. I'm just using that of yesterday as an example. It was really mind-blowing. It was just something else. How, because of your heritage, how you could become rich, and it's not even about the money. It's about you connecting back to your culture and then using that to impact the world. It's just mind-blowing. So you should please do that. You can actually download the videos and put it on your smartphones. You all right? Yeah, yeah.
We can make playlists on YouTube, because they should be on YouTube.
They should be on YouTube, but unfortunately, I checked it this morning. Thanks to Zoe, they are not yet on YouTube. So I'm going to find out whoever is responsible for that. We're going to put it on YouTube. But that is not the goal. The goal is, if we can put it on the chat, I don't know what kind of smartphone you use or what apps you use, you should be able to find a way to download each of them, so you could listen to them at your own convenient time. You don't really need to be at home or, connected to the internet to do that. It's really, 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 really important you do that. Okay, guys? Okay. So that's that. Moving on. Anybody wants to add anything about the homework? No? Okay, moving on. Let's talk about the book, Create Your Own Network, because this is the only chance we have. What's going on, Judah? Oh, okay, are they disturbing you? So maybe you should change. You should sit somewhere else. Is it possible? I think they just happen to love you so much. You can come sit here. They're biting you, right? It's bad. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, the thing is, somebody was suggesting yesterday that we should have put something to, take care of them. But you could do that. The thing is, it might not work because we need to open all the windows for air. So even if we close everything and they die, we open again, they come. So the only best thing is that we'll have put something in the rooms. The rooms will be more effective than here. Yeah, so sorry about that. Okay, you want to come sit here? Yeah, come. It's free. Okay, so moving on to the book, Create Your Own Network, right? How are you guys doing? Who has read what chapter to what chapter? Yes?
Me, Sadie, and I both went to chapter 3.
Oh, cool. How did you guys do that?
We take it in turns, like Sadie reads it and Sadie reads it.
So did you guys met somewhere and?
We just did that
Okay. As for yesterday? All right. Okay. So the two of you are on chapter 3, right? Have you finished chapter 3 or?
No, we started.
You've started. So you finished 2 for sure. Okay. Can the 3 of you please come? Just come. Okay. So I would like to know, how did you guys do that? Can you tell us how your names? And how did you decided to come together to read together? So it's supposed to be a group reading, yeah? You guys did a group reading. So what was interesting about group reading? What was different? What was interesting? What you learned? Okay, then you take turns.
Okay, my name is Sydney. And
Let's put our hands together for them.
my name is Sydney, and I'm reading the book, Creating Your Own Net Worth. And should I select what I plan? What I have learnt from the book is that everybody has a worth, and that you shouldn't like not appreciate someone or make somebody feel like they're worthy or like they're not, or not making someone feel like they're not needed in earth, and just focus on the people that are famous. That you should care about other people too, and also care about your own worth as well and develop your worth.
Yep. So do you know what is your worth? Not yet. Okay.
My name is Missy and I'm reading the book Create Your Own Net Worth. What I've learned from it is that you don't just need to honour like your pastors, ministers, those kind of people. You also need to honour God, and people can also honour you. And also that you don't need to say something about like people to make them not feel like they're they've not got worth, and you need to also honor them even though they've done something wrong.
Okay, thank you.
My name is Sadie, and the book we're reading is Create Your Net Worth. And I learned that some people are able to understand the worth of other people, but fail to know the worth of themselves. So they're looking at other people and what their worth is instead of paying attention to themselves and finding out what their own worth is. So while people are succeeding, they're failing to know their worth.
Okay, so people are successful because they know their net worth. Is that what you're saying? Okay, so have you found out what your net worth is? Not yet. Okay, so I would like to know whose idea was for you, three of you, to come together and do
Well,
the
it wasn't really anybody's idea. Me and Sadie just went on.
Can you take the mic?
Me and Sadie, it wasn't really anybody's idea. Me and Sadie just went on the canopy. Then Sadie decided that we might read, and then Sydney came along to also read.
Because when I found out she was the same place as me, I asked her if she'd like to read with me there. So we just started reading, and Sydney came.
Okay, cool. So how did you guys read? Did you read out loud or?
We read out loud so we could so they could if we're saying words wrong, then they could kind of correct us and say the right meaning.
Okay, nice. I like it. Okay, guys, let's put our hands together for them. Well done. Good idea, right? Have to come together and read. I like it. I don't know, it's because they're small and they kind of look cute. They almost dressed the same this morning. Okay, next. Who wants to go next? Are you ready, Janetta? Do you read? To what chapter? 5. Okay, you're finishing 5. Okay, so come, let's talk what you've read so far. Name the book and talk about chapter 4.
My name is Jeanette, and the book I'm reading is Create Your Own Net Worth. And my my lessons now that I'm learning from it is that everybody should maximize and capitalize on the product that they can give. So you have to. Pastor Sunday talks about how we all should be willing to serve, and so with that, God has made everybody unique, and He's made us all in His likeness. So that means all of us in our differences, we all have been given gifts and talents that we shouldn't just keep to ourselves and praise ourselves that, oh yeah, I can do this, blah blah blah. But we should see that we can actually bless and serve and help other people with what sort of our package, sort of how, yeah. And so we can increase our net worth by how many people, and like our wealth by how many people we like help and influence with that product that we have. Yeah, that's what I feel.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Okay, Zoe.
My name is Zoe Adelaja, and the book I'm reading is How to Create Your Own Network.
What chapter are you?
I finished chapter 6.
Oh, so can you talk about chapter 5?
What I got most from what I read, is that to create a net worth, you have to invest time in yourself, in others, and in products, because the net worth is how much you're worth to the world. And only people with net worth are remembered after they're gone. That is like the only way to live on after you're gone. And how much net worth you output depends on how much worth you give to yourself. How much time you spend on your calling, on how you want to be remembered, depends on how much you respect and value yourself. Because the more you realize how valuable you are to the world, that's the more net worth you start putting out, and the more the world has to value for it.
Okay. So, what are those products you talking about? Was it mentioned? Do you know what product?
Products? Oh, it's just anything, because we have to, life is a service, right? So we have to meet other people's needs.
Okay.
So any way to help others, anytime we invest in ourselves to help, the more we invest in ourselves, the more capable we are of helping others. The more we invest in others, the more we know the needs that need to be solved. And the more, and when we decide which need we're going to solve, that's when we have to invest in the products, any products to help others.
Awesome. Awesome. I love that. Yeah? So, oh boy. So it's just like what Zoe just said. It's like you helping yourself and helping others, right? You're helping yourself in a way that you're going to develop yourself by, coming up with a product, and you're going to make money. At the same time, you're solving other people's problem. You are making their life easy and helping them as well. So I like that. That's cool. Okay, who's going next? Yes. Judah, what's going on with you? Are they still going after you? Oh, boy. Maybe you have something special with them that they like you so much.
Wait, really big mosquitoes, they don't actually bite. It's also small, just in case.
Yeah, I think this one that I'm seeing right now wouldn't do anything. It's a tiny one.
It's just there to scare you.
Yeah.
Where's the big one?
It's on there's a big, that's Pluto. He's flying away. He's harmless. He's harmless.
Every time,
Actually, it's interesting. The ones that flies in the night are the ones that breathe, but the ones during the day are just flying. So don't pay attention to them. Okay? Or maybe you should go wear socks. Yeah, that's a good idea. Poor Judah.
it is scary, but don't.
Okay.
Oh,
Guys, settle down.
it's scary, but it's best just leave it alone because it's harmless. So just ignore them. Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
No reason to waste energy.
Go ahead.
Okay, my name is Daniel, and we're reading the book Creating Your Net Worth.
It's like everybody has different titles for this book. Somebody said, How to Create My Net Worth. Who was Creating Your Net Worth? Oh, wow. Really? Can somebody please raise the book?
How to create your net worth.
There you go. It's not creating.
Create
Okay.
your own. That's not how to.
It's Create Your Net
It's
Worth.
create. There is no how.
There's no.
You see? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, and the book we're reading is Creating Your Net Worth.
It's create.
Create Your Net Worth. So from what I've learned so far in chapter 8, I learned that money does not automatically give you significance. You are significant in the eyes of those who you have had an impact on. So therefore, to be truly significant, one needs to look for how he or she can impact the lives of as many people in his or her sphere as possible. So once you understand the concept of net worth, and that it's not just physical assets, but that it encompasses the sum of your relevance to your environment, you wouldn't increase your value and focus on money or wealth. You increase your value and watch money and wealth trying to follow you. So another point is that physical assets discussed earlier on last temporarily, and are at constant risk of loss. So, for example, cars breaking down all of a sudden, houses being demolished or capsizing. These are physical assets, and there's always a risk that they could be damaged or they could be lost. But what is always sustained even to the future when we leave this earth is the sum of your net worth.
Yep.
And in the last chapter, I learned that. In the last chapter of the book, I learned that one of the greatest hindrances to building of net worth is the obsession with immediate gains. So what I wrote is that what I feel about this is that it means that as humans, when we start adding worth to our lives, and we're slowly starting to see that we are gaining a fan base or gaining minor fame, we tend to let it get to our heads and cloud our minds and twist it until we decide that we are content with those newfound minor benefits, but we'll stop trying to continue to add to our net worth. But one way of avoiding this is to form the habit of building an area of solitude. Because when we're in solitude and have no one around to impress, our mind is left alone to think by itself without any influencing external factors. And thus we're more focused on the longer term goals and will not be swayed by achievement of short term goals.
Nice. Well done. Thank you. Yep. I really like what you said about the not concentrating on buildings and all that, because they can be damaged at any time. So, but it's what you have, the knowledge you have, the self-education and all that, that is what your worth is, right? Because let's say I made $1 million, yeah? And I lost that $1 million in, I don't know, a month, a day. It happens to many people, yeah? Depending on how I made that $1 million, I'm not gonna break down or I'm not gonna feel bad, because how I made that $1 million is up here. That is because I didn't cheat anybody, yeah? I work hard to learn how to make that $1 million. So I already have the knowledge up here. So if I lose that $1 million, you could even put me in the poorest and the horrible place. I'm still gonna come up with another technology or another way to make that $1 million, because it's about me, it's about my character. Because when you try to learn how to do something, it's not about only about the result, it's about what happens to you. Because you change. Somebody was saying about learning talking about learning, she wants to start reading more books. That is her words. All the values, all the words, all the knowledge, all the character she needs, because you need discipline. For you to read 1 book a week, you need discipline. And if you can't discipline yourself to do that, then it has become a part of you. It has become an attitude. So if anything happens to you, your attitude is what you're going to hold on to, and it's going to help you to build up again. So that is really cool. Thank you for sharing that. Next. Yes. What chapter are you?
I've just finished 5.
You finished 5?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think you should talk about 2.
Chapter 2. Okay. Okay, yeah. My name is Esther, and what I learned from chapter 2 is that, my name is Esther, and I'm reading the book Create Your Own Net Worth. What I learned from chapter 2 is that it's important for you to find your own worth, because some people, that everyone has worth, but they don't acknowledge their own worth. They rather acknowledge other people's own worth, and they don't know what to do with their life, and they serve other people not knowing what they need to do in their life. And it's important to build on your net worth once you found it. You can't just say, okay, I found my net worth,
that's good. You have to build on it in order for it to become better, or for you to become greater, and for you to have more understanding of what your net worth is. I also learnt that it's important to honor people. Honor people, like everyone. It's not just specific people. You should learn to honor everyone, because if you honor everyone, you don't know that, for example, let's say you have a homeless guy on the street, and he's like living just probably down your street. If you're always nice to him, you probably give him food, take care of him, shower him and everything, you don't know that one day maybe that so-called homeless guy will become great, and he'll remember you when he does become great, and that's the most important thing.
I don't really know why it's called network.
Oh, you don't know. So you don't know the meaning of network? Oh, that's a good question. Who wants to help with that? Yes, sir.
We talk about the net of something. We talk about the overall sum of something. Like in the case of businesses, there's net profit, and there's gross profit. So it's called net worth because, as we learned from the book, each and every one of us have been born into this earth with our own individual self-worth. Like every of the potential that we have to meet the needs of other people, that God has already given it to us. So when we say we're building on our net worth, we're adding to that already self-worth within us, and we're adding an overall.
Adding what did you just say again? Can you repeat that? You just said something right now.
Adding to the self-worth we already have.
Okay. You said something value, if I'm not mistaken.
Adding value to the self-worth we already have.
Are you listening? You asked the question. Can you please repeat that?
Net worth is adding value to the self-worth we already have.
Did you understand that?
So it's like we already have value in you. Like it says in the book that because God created us, we're all important and we have worth. But net worth is making that like physical. So see how some people have successful and they have lots of results, and some people don't. Each of us can do it. But net worth is how much you do in your life and actually gets out into the physical world in your life.
Cool. Yeah, thank you. And can somebody give us example? What are these net worths? What are example of a value? Sorry, you said the value self-worth, right? Can we discuss what is example of self-value? The value of self-worth. What are they?
As I said, it's like the latent potential already given to each and every one of us during birth.
Yes. Which are?
For example, your talents and gifts.
Are you listening? You ask questions. He's giving you answers.
For example, your talents and gifts that you're born with.
Okay.
They are your value.
Yes.
And if you decide to build upon this talent, if you decide to develop it and use it to meet the needs of other people, to bring out the worth in other people, then you are increasing your net worth.
Yeah. Is that clear? Yeah, can you come and repeat in your own words what you've understood?
That net worth is adding value to your worth.
Okay. But first, what is it? What is net worth?
It is.
Okay. Does anybody understood what Daniel explained? Can someone, yes, please, in your own words, maybe to help me understand more.
Net worth is the individual talents and gifts that we were given from birth that God gave us when He created us. And for each of us, that'll be different. So, like, for example, for me, it's writing. For Abiola, it's like music production. For other people, it's singing, etc. So, understanding and identifying what they are in each of us and working on them and investing time into developing them can increase our net worth as a whole.
Okay, thank you. Did you get that? Okay. Let me try to make it more simple for you. Maybe you understand my definition, hopefully. In a company, people are being paid differently. You guys know, right? Some people, everybody has a different salary. Some are being paid, what, $50,000 a year, some $80,000 a year, and some 100, I don't know. Different salary, but different company. Have you guys ever wondered why?
They get paid different amounts of money because they all work on a different kind of thinking and job. So they have like different parts. Some have very important parts, some have less important parts.
Okay, maybe. But let's say they have the same position, right? Let's say a cleaner, somebody that cleans this room. They have five people that clean this room, but they are being paid separately. For example, why is that so?
Because of the way they do it. So
Because of the way they do it separately, differently, right? Different ways.
yeah, so one of them can do it. One of them can do it and not really cleaning well, and the other one can do it very perfectly.
Yes.
And that's why they get paid more.
Yes. So the person that gets the job done perfectly gets more paid. Yeah. Good example. And also, some people add values by themselves by getting more skills. Okay. So we all go to school, right? Let's say we all have here a master's degree. But I would be more valued if I know how to speak 3 languages, 3 international languages. I'm different, yeah? If I know how to, let's say, what can value? Yeah, I play musical instrument, yeah. I have organization skills. I know how to work with team best, yeah? I know how to organize team best. Like, I add other things to my knowledge, to my education. So, remember what Finding Forrester said? It says school is not going to give you everything. School is just going to school have a curriculum where they teach you, and at the end of the day, they give you a degree. Congratulations, you have this degree, good night, bye-bye, it was nice meeting you. But the self-education you do is what gives you your value. Let's repeat together. Self-education gives you value. Again. Self-education gives you value. For the last time, self-education gives you value. That is what makes you outstanding. That is what makes you different. Because you could go to Oxford, the same class, you graduate with the same people, but you are going to be outstanding if you have self-education. Some of you were telling me here, was it you? You taught yourself how to learn what language? That is self-worth. So if you put her in the same class with the people, with the other of her classmates, she is going to be more better because she has self-education. Is that clear? Okay. So while we keep talking, I think Pastor should be coming anytime soon. Daniel, can you please help bring the big chair behind? Yeah, no, just the chair.